G'day, Archie Crew. Hope you're having a fantastic day today and your family's happy and healthy. Let's take a look at the new Farming Simulator 25. I'll be addressing a few problems that people have been bringing up at the end of the video, such as controls and graphics that a lot of people have been complaining about. I've found workarounds for them already and made the game a lot better just by doing a little bit of tweaking and a bit of experimenting and trial and error. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to go through basically the first part of the game that you will see when you purchase the game, and that is the tutorial type situation that you get. And I've already been through it twice, and again this was just to tweak the settings, get the graphics right, set up a few things. I've got Sim Dash set up here. This is actually my old Farming Simulator 22 dash here and here. Some of the things don't work on it because it's Farming Simulator 25, but a lot of the things do work. And again, like I say, I've set this all up now that'll work with a Logitech G29 wheel, shifter, and the Sim Dash. And I'm also getting a Thrustmaster farm stick. It's on its way here. It should arrive in a few days' time, and I'll be reviewing that and setting that up in a future video. Alright, so let's get in there and have a look. Like I say, I've got a couple of games that I've already done, but they were just the tutorial. So we're going to start afresh, and I start as the new farmer. This is all default that you will see, so I haven't changed anything there. And again, this is just all default. Press start and away we go. I have noticed that it can take a while to load the first time, and that's probably because of all the shaders loading and whatnot. So it does take quite a lot of time. So, and it does sometimes take quite a lot of time even after the initial setup, but it looks as though it won't do that this time. No, it loaded relatively quickly. Well, 95% so far. It might, yeah, okay, there we go. And then we just click start again, and then we choose our character. We're just going to go with the default one there, and then you're straight into the tutorial, and it just basically says welcome to your farm. It's mid-morning when you arrive at your new farm. Walter, your grandfather, is no longer able to look after the farm, so you are now taking over. Familiarize yourself with the game before you go to greet your grandfather. Now it's telling you that it's a guided tour. Let's start with the interface. You will find all the important information on your screen. Okay, so let's do it. Weather up there in the top right. Then the date and calendar. Then your time of day and your bank balance. Down the bottom corner is your mini map, which you will rely on quite a bit, and the tour progress that we're doing at the moment. The tour guide, or guided tour, sorry. Now that you know the basic user interface, let's move on. You can just stand here. Please go to the marked location. You can't just stand here. I'm sorry, I'm reading things too quickly. I'll slow down. Please go to the marked location by using the direction controls. Now I've actually set the controls up so that the mouse is still your look. But I'm using my pedals to walk forward and back. So accelerator is walk forward, brake is walk backwards, and I steer to strafe left and right. And again, I'll show you that at the end of the video how to set all that up. So all I'm doing now is I'm using the accelerator pedal to walk forward and steering with the mouse. If I want to move sideways, you steer sideways and it moves sideways. That's in the walk mode. Now get ready for some corny voice acting, because that's exactly what this is.
Welcome to our lovely farm, kiddo.
G'day, Walter.
I'm glad you're here to continue the family business.
Not a problem, mate.
The fact that you're about to take over the farm makes your pops quite happy, not gonna lie.
Good, I hope you don't lie.
When your father told me on a visit that he didn't want what I built here, I thought that was it. He even called it a dung heap when he left in his fancy suit. And then he stepped into manure on the way to his car. It's okay that he does his own thing, but I thought I had to sell the farm. Thanks to
No, you don't have
it
to,
can
Pops.
stay in the family. You don't know what that means to me.
No worries, mate.
Otherwise,
We'll look
your
after you.
crazy uncle might have turned it into an amusement park with the main attraction of catching chickens on the fields or something. Anyway, let's not talk about that just now. I can tell you some stories later.
Okay, can hardly
And
wait.
just so you know, I'm not out of the picture just yet. I'm here if you need me. Just like your friendly neighbors you should talk to sometime. They're nice people. A bit strange,
Ooh.
perhaps, but still delightful in their own way.
That's a bit of a worry.
So, do you want me to give you a quick tour and show you some things?
Sure, Pops. Do that for me, please.
Okay then, let me show you a couple of things. Ease you in. There will always be people to help you out, but it's good to have done all the steps yourself, at least once. Right next to the farm, we're going to work on a field. There's also a big tractor with a cultivator. I'll walk you through how to operate it.
Good on you, Pops.
I can't wait to see you get started.
Me neither, so let's do it, eh? Alright, so what you do is you'll see these red markers and you just head towards them. Once you get to it... How'd you do that, Pops? He teleported. You're quick for an old guy.
You ready to roll?
Sure,
Then hop onto the tractor and attach the cultivator.
not a problem.
It's just to the back.
Pick it up. Shall do. And again, shows you the red mark. And off we go, over here. Oops, missed the marker. There we go. And we'll hop in. I've got it on here.
Just like that. Exactly.
Thank you.
Now
pretty good
we
at
do
this.
the work. Meet me at the field over there.
Oh, by the way, it works with head tracker as well, as you can see. So no problems there. Are we attached? Oh, I've got to put in gear. There we go. I've got the gear shifter working, at least on this tractor I have, and the paddles as well. They work for changing gears as well. And I've got the clutch working, not on this tractor because it seems to be an auto clutch on this tractor. But on one of the other tractors I tested it and it works fine. But look at it, he's quick. For an old guy, he moves around pretty good.
Here we are. So before we can sow anything on the field, we need to take care of the stubbles, cultivate it, prepare it for the next season. Otherwise, the grain will not grow very well.
No worries, mate, we shall
Lower
do that.
the cultivator and drive straight ahead. It's easy as spilling milk.
It's as easy as spilling milk, okay. So we've got to switch tool and lower the tool. Now I've got, like I say, I've got everything set up here. So we switch tool, which that should be, and then we lower the tool, yes, and we drive forward. Now let's hop outside so you can see this in action as it starts to plough the field. And away we go. Oops, wrong button. There we go. Changing the camera. Most of the settings on this steering wheel are default settings. Lift that up. Swing it around. Go up the other side. Drop it down. Make sure it's down. Yes, good. Yeah, I love how the head tracker works straight out of the box. The steering wheel didn't work straight out of the box. In fact, there was no force feedback on it at all, and that was one of the things that people were complaining about. But I've basically overcome that, and I'm getting it to give some feedback. It's not true force feedback, but it's giving some, and returning to centre. But you've got to remember that tractors don't really give you much feedback through the steering wheel, because they're not connected through a steering shaft. It's basically like fly-by-wire, or most modern tractors are now anyway, and therefore you're not feeling too much through there. But you've got a bit of resistance, is probably the better word, in the steering wheel, and it returns back to centre, like I say, which is basically like it would be in real life. And like I say, I can show you the external view, but I like to actually drive from cockpit like you would in real life. But like I say, the good thing is that you've got both choices, external and internal. Are we playing with it? No, we're not. Got to lower it. Sorry about that, folks. Got carried away with different camera angles and forgot to lower it. It's alright, we'll finish it off. I do raise it at the end of each pass, because it doesn't drag the plough, and it makes it move quicker when you're turning. Now hopefully that, yes, good, it dropped. I think that's going to be pretty close.
Good.
Yes, good.
We're done here, kiddo. Now drive back to the garage and get out the seeder. I'll meet you there.
I bet you do. Bet you do it super quick too. Okay, so now we're doing some cultivating. So I'm guessing we've got to park up here and disconnect.
Now we change tools, kiddo. Get rid of the cultivator and attach the seeder.
And again, like I say, I've got everything here on the sim dash. That
Now you
should have
need
disconnected.
to attach the seeder.
Yes, it did.
Drive back slowly.
I do wish there was a way to adjust those rear view mirrors though, so it makes it quite difficult to see anything. That's better. There we go. And attach.
That's how it's done. The sewing machine you just attached is empty. But don't you fret, I just went to the store.
No, I'm not fretting, don't worry.
Next to the shed you will find a big bag with seeds.
Yeah,
Get
right
over
there.
to fill the seeder.
And it's not next to the shed, it's in the shed. Whoops. There it is, right there. And it's filling up.
Well done.
All right.
Now you're ready to go. Last week I cultivated a field over there. Cultivated
Where?
fields are ready to be sown. It's pretty straightforward. Drive the machine to the field and meet me there. We'll bring out canola.
Okay. He's there right now, watch. He's over there. How do you do that?
Here we
Okay,
are.
Pops, let's do it.
One thing you need to pay attention to is timing.
Mm-hmm.
Plants need to be sown in specific seasons.
Sure.
It's midsummer. It's the perfect time to sow canola.
And it is midsummer
In any
here
other
right now.
period, you might want to switch to a different kind of crop. You can always check the crop calendar. First, we need to prepare the seeder. Choose the canola seeds, as the big bag is filled with all kinds of seeds.
Okay, so why'd we dump the whole lot in there? Alright, okay, so we want canola. There it is, L2. Canola.
Seeding is easy.
L2 and
While seeding,
triangle.
straight lines are important though. Go back and forth to bring out the seed with as few gaps as possible. At some point, you'll have to buy a big bag of seeds at the store to refill it.
Not a problem.
But now you can use what you've got.
Thanks.
Now, you only got to switch the machine on and lower it to the ground.
Okay. So how do we do that? We switch the tool on, tool selection, turn tool on. Tool selection, and I'm pretty sure it's this one. Yes. We need to lower it, which was this, or B, and we're ready to rock and roll. Keep it straight. We'll hop out so you can see what it's doing. And there we go. Not really straight there, but I'm guessing it'll do. But as you can see, the steering's quite good. A lot of people have been complaining about it and saying that there's a massive dead...
That's how it's done,
Oh.
kiddo. Oh, by the way, always keep an eye on the weather. According to the weather forecast, it's going to rain soon. That's perfect for canola, but not as good for the wheat on the other fields. If you want to hire a helping hand at some point, you can. We're done here. The helper will do the rest.
So, AI worker...
Good
Done.
job. Field workers are a great support if you're busy and cannot finish the job in time. Now get back to the garage and get out the harvester.
Okay,
Let's do it quickly. I'll meet you there.
right, we'll let the worker do his job. And we'll go and get the
There
harvester.
you are. How do you feel?
He's there
You
already.
up for something exciting?
He's quick.
Because we'll do the harvesting next. There's a ripe field that needs taking down. Are you still up for it?
Sure am, mate.
The
Let's
header
do it.
for the harvester sits on the trailer attached at the back. Let's meet at the field, okay, kiddo?
Sure, mate.
But drive carefully. That machine is
It's
a
a
beast.
beast. It's a boost. Look at that, he teleported. He's magic. Okay, so let's have a look. Back up a bit. There we go. We've got the harvester and its header ready to rock and roll. And the worker's out there doing his bit. Now, where's the marker? Back there. What's the quickest way? Probably this way. Ooh, no, it doesn't look wide enough to get the harvester down, so we'll go this way. So the harvester's automatic. As you can see, we're in drive. And just checking the traffic. Like I was saying, a lot of people have been complaining about the steering having a massive dead zone, and I found out how to fix that. It's quite simple, really, but again, we'll talk about that at the end of the video with the other settings that I've changed to improve the graphics. And as you can see, the graphics getting very few, if any, glitches, and the graphics look quite good.
So, let's do this.
Okay, pops, let's
You'll
do
need
it.
to prepare the machine. With a combine harvester, the header cuts the plants.
Yep.
Those headers have different widths, depending on the size of the combine.
Okay.
Go detach the trailer. Then drive the harvester with its front to the header and attach it.
Okay. Detach. Did that detach? I don't think it did. Oh, let's try again. That's better. Alright. Massey Ferguson. Oops, whoops. Hop back inside. Like I say, I prefer to drive from the inside, but like I say, you've got the choice, so you can choose which way to do it. Alright. Right. Attach.
Good, you're almost set now. Before you can start harvesting, the grain tank needs to be unfolded.
Okay.
Do that and bring yourself into position on the field.
Shall do. So it's telling us to press X to do that. I've got the fold and unfold buttons on here. I'll press that. As you can see at the top, it's unfolded. And to reverse, all you could do is hit your brake and it automatically reverses. Then hit your accelerator again and away you go to in forward. And we're about to do it. Here we go.
You can see that the field is nearly done already.
Yep.
I was feeling a little wobbly in the knees earlier,
Ooh.
so I left it for you.
Jelly
Thought
legs,
you
eh?
might want to try it out anyway. All you need to do is to steer the harvester into the field. Unfold the tank, start the harvester, and do the rest.
Right, done that. We've unfolded it, as you can see at the top there. We'll start it.
With a combine of this size, harvesting takes some time. But soon you will be able to buy a bigger one. Now go at it and show the crop who's the farmer.
Will do, mate. So now we've got to lower the head. And off we go. And again, it's just a matter of keeping a straight line. And away you go. And like I say, you can see the graphics are quite fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm not getting any glitching. Sitting on, I mean, I'm not getting great frames per second. I'm sitting on about 50 frames per second. But the game seems to be running smoothly, so that's really all that matters. I've got good view. I mean, it's not blurry. It's nice and sharp. Again, I'll show you the settings that I've changed to get that at the end of the video. And my system is not a fantastic system either. So, I mean, it's just an average computer system. Yeah, I just blew that because I hit the brake and forgot it to reverse. Come on, let's go. Thank you. You can see the grain going in there. Go outside so you can have a look from outside. It fills up with grain and gets rid of the chaff, whatever you want to call it. I was going to go over to the right, but we'll go over to the left instead. Ooh, doesn't want to. There we go. Well, we'll come back when I've finished this, because I've got another run to go, and then we'll show you the settings, etc. Okay, so we're just about finished, and we should be on to the next stage where we unload it. The graphics in this game, like I say, I find them quite good.
That's it.
Especially the animations and whatnot.
Your veins, after all. Harvester has a limited capacity to store the crop. Now we need to unload the wheat onto a trailer to sell it. Prepare your harvester for unloading by unfolding the pipe.
No worries, we'll do. Let me just finish that bit off. There we go. Turn that off. Oh, hit the wrong button again. Lift it up. And now we unfold the pipe. Again, I've got that on the setting here, which is O.
The pipe will start extending, and the wheat will start to pour out automatically. But we're missing something, aren't we?
There's no
There's
trailer.
no trailer here just yet. Go get the trailer in the garage.
Sure, mate. Shall do. Oops.
Come back to the field so we can unload.
We got a trailer in the back? Yep, okay. I'm on my way, Pops. Watch for traffic though. Alright, so now we load the trailer up with the grain.
To empty the tank of your harvester, pull along to it on the driver's side of the harvester.
Already done.
The
You're a bit-
trailer is in the
little bit
correct
slow there,
position
Pops.
directly below the pipe.
Get with the
The
program.
harvester will start to unload automatically. Neat, huh? Wait it out until it's unloaded. Well done, kiddo.
No
You can either
sweat.
store the crop in your silo, or you can sell it.
Let's sell it.
This load I promised to a vendor friend of mine.
Good.
He's already waiting for you.
Kundulic.
So all you gotta do is drive the tractor with the trailer to his unloading station.
Will do.
Now drive to the grain elevator to sell the wheat.
Oh, he disappeared again. I think he's a ghost. Just come to visit me. Tell me how to fix the farm. Friendly ghost. Alright, so where is it? The marker's over there. And away we go. And looking at the map, I reckon we cut through the farm. Saves us a bit of time. Check for traffic. Can't see anything. All right. Let's cross the river. One thing I haven't worked out yet is where the indicators are. But that will be my next exploration. I'm like most people, I never read the instructions. I just jump in and do it. But I've found that by doing that, at least then I can work out what needs to be adjusted and what the problems are. Like I say, I've fixed the graphics issue, I've fixed the steering issue, and I've only been playing it for probably a handful of hours, so done pretty good. Okay, Pops, you're pretty quick. Must have drove like a
This
demon.
is one of many selling points. If you don't like the prices you get on the market, you can also store the grain in your farm silo to wait it out. Sell your goods later. Now, let's get to it. Drive the trailer over the tip area and unload.
Shall do. I'll jump out so you can see it from the outside. And again, I've got the settings all on here. Just got to remember where it is. Here it is. Dump and unload. There we go. Yeah, I love the graphics, the animations on this.
Well done.
No worries.
At some point, you'll do this in your sleep.
Oh,
Now,
I don't think
let's
so.
go back to the farm, shall we?
Yep, we should. Oh, see, it disappeared again. Alright, back to the farm. Oh, school bus coming quick. But yeah, like I say, I don't know. So the mirrors look okay-ish, but they're too low if you ask me, and I don't know. I just wish we could adjust them. You probably can, just I don't know how to do it yet. I'll get back to you once I get back to the farm. And here we are back at the farm. It's coming up the driveway now. See what Pops has got for us next. Actually, I think this is the end of the tutorial. In fact, I know it is. Out of the vehicle. Go and see Pops. Using my accelerator to move forward. Hey Pops, what do you got for me?
You're back.
Yes.
Splendid.
No worries.
I started wondering if you joined your father.
Yeah.
Well, where were we? Right. You've seen the most important steps on the field now. There's always more to do, like yield improvement, liming, fertilizing, weeding.
Weeding.
Those require special equipment. Next thing is gaining a bit of a feel for everything. I'll just leave you to it so you
Thanks.
can try out a few things.
No worries, we'll
You
do.
don't want your old grandpa meddling with your business all the time, do you?
No.
But I'll be here if you need anything.
No worries.
If you want more detailed info, you can also ask Ben.
Who's this Ben you
He
speak
has
of?
been one of my most trusted helpers in the past.
Okay.
He will gladly explain a lot of farming techniques.
Obviously he must be someone we
Now,
bump into later.
Get to farming. Dung heap indeed.
Yeah.
You'll do just fine.
I know.
This farm is your farm now.
This farm is your farm. Alright. So, that was a tutorial. But like I say, as you can see, I get a little bit of tearing with the graphics, and now I'll tell you about these settings. Like I say, the graphics to me are quite fine. I don't get any major glitching like people have been saying. The graphics look good. I get a little bit of tearing, so VSync isn't perfect, but apart from that, I can't complain. Like I say, I'm averaging about 55 to 60 frames per second. I've got everything on ultra. Let's have a look. So click on options, and just to clarify, you can change settings in game, but this is the main settings for your controller here. Where is it? Here. And this is where you'll find that you can get rid of your dead zone for your steering wheel, because by default this will be on 14%, like so, and that's a massive dead zone. See how far I've got to turn the steering wheel before it actually registers. Watch, it's too much. So I've set that to 0 because I don't want a dead zone. And then you can muck around with these settings as you see fit for your own liking. And this is where you set the main graphics as well. And the reason that is because you can't actually change any of the graphical settings in game. So you've got to do it at the options outside the game, at the main screen, if you know what I mean. So I've got everything set on ultra. I've got 1920 by 1080. because I'm just on a single screen at the moment because I don't record on my triples. And I've for some reason forgotten to turn VSync on. I was doing some testing, I turned it off to do some testing, and I forgot to turn it back on. That's my fault. That's why you probably saw a little bit of tearing in the video. Now with that on, it shouldn't be a problem. We should see that there'll be probably no tearing. And this is the main setting that I've changed. This is what made the difference. It was on full screen. I've put it on exclusive full screen, and once I did that, everything came good. There was no glitching. The graphics just looked great. And like I say, I've got everything on ultra, and my system's not that great. It's probably slightly above average system. But again, like I say, that's the setting that made the big difference for me, is exclusive full screen. So just remember that. So like I say, steering, to get rid of the dead zone, right here. Again, in game you can't do that. You don't have access to any of these in game. And again, the same with this, you don't have access. Why does that keep turning off? I'll click apply. VSync is on. Okay, stay on. Let's go back and let's check to make sure that stayed on. Yes, it did. Okay, and now we'll go back into the game. Almost forgot to tell you about the controls using accelerator and brake to walk forward and back, and steering and so forth. You can do that by the settings in game, not like the other settings that I've already shown you. You can do this in game. So go to the controls, find your steering wheel, which is here, and then click on walk backwards, hit your brake, click OK, walk forwards, hit your accelerator, click OK, turn right or walk right, use your steering wheel. I'll show you. Just do this and go OK, and then turn left. Automatically goes to that anyway, but I'll do it anyway just to show you. Right, so that's all you've got to do to set them up. Quite simple. Again, just find your controls in game, walk backwards, hit your brake, walk forwards, hit your accelerator, walk right, turn your steering wheel, walk left, turn your steering wheel, and you're done. Just don't forget to click save controls when you finish and click OK. Now the other thing I did, because a lot of people have been complaining that the steering, there's no force feedback, so what I did was I went into G-Hub. Now this is just for G29s or Logitechs, but I'm sure you'll be able to find the setting within your own steering wheels, whatever you're using, be it Moses or Thrustmasters or whatever, or Fantech. You'll be able to do this as well. I just put on centering spring in non-force feedback games. I set it to 34. That's it, and it works great. You've got a little bit of resistance, and you've got the auto centering. Just comes back automatically. So it's not true force feedback, but again, most tractors, you don't get a major feedback through your wheel anyway, because it's not built that way. It's hard to explain in case you're a non-mechanical minded person, but it's not shaft driven. It's probably the best way to put it. It's all fly-by-wire. It's all done where it goes into a control box in most new tractors. So you don't get, like if you go over a bump, you don't get this. You really might feel a minor twinge in the wheel. But anyway, that's my opinion. I have driven tractors before, so just from my experience, limited experience, I found that this is probably the closest you're going to get to the feel of a tractor steering wheel. So 34, centering spring in non-force feedback games. Now, if you want to, I can explain to you how to do this. Now, what you do is you add a profile. As you can see here, this is my F22, Farming Simulator 22 profile, and you make it persistent, because if you don't, it'll go to default. So I've just added a profile and I've made it a persistent profile. And that's it. And away you go. That's your steering. That's your graphics. Let's now quickly have a look in game at the graphics. Now that I've put VSync, and see if we still get that pairing. We'll come back once it's loaded. Okay, so here we are back in the game. Actually, I stand corrected. The VSync does work. I'm not getting any tearing now. So, like I say, stand corrected. For me, the graphics are quite good. What are we getting as frames? 60 frames, 64, 60, 55. It depends on the angle of your view, the angle of the dangle. So anyway, that was my quick preview, review, whatever you want to call it, of Farming Simulator 25. There will be quite a few more videos coming up as I progress through my farm. Like I say, this was just the tutorial, and the next video I'll show you the start of my actual farm, and we'll go from there. So hopefully you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Totally understand. And if you haven't subscribed, about 50% of people that watch my videos haven't subscribed, so please do so, because it helps me out tremendously. And hopefully, if you did enjoy it, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.